So you wanna know episode, but this is part 3.
There's only 2 beds?
Sorry guys.
Up to code, but they do keep a fire extinguisher in every main area of the building.
I like where this is going.
So, if you can manage to find those, we can lure him back into the office
and hit him with everything we got.
Where do we find them?
There should be one right here in the office, actually.
Looks like someone already got it.
Well, we're gonna have to find one from somewhere else in the building.
We could hunt them down if we know where to look.
There's one in the main stage, one backstage, one in Pirates Cove, and one in the kitchen.
So, what am I here for?
To spring the trap.
Somewhere something's hiding in the dark.
Somewhere spring traps out there roaming free.
He's only supposed to be scared when he can.
We're here on Monsters on the Move. Something tells me we're all gonna be dead.
Okay, it should be down near the floor on your left, Foxy. Your other left.
Come on, Freddy, find it. Don't let things get any worse.
Their dead ahead should be shiny and red.
Looks like somebody got to it first.
Somewhere here's a thing I'm supposed to find.
Is he always like this?
Bonnie, turn around, you dim behind. Found it! Someone help, I can't find this alone.
Cameras down, look sharp, you're on your own.
Yeah.
I think I found it! Fire extinguisher, check.
Oh, fuck that!
I got it!
What the wolf? Where's the wolf? That's how it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Well, that didn't go as planned. You can say that again.
Purple guy!
Hey, Jay. I'm not in a great mood, so drop the rope and release my murder.
You were behind Springtrap all along?
Well, he was just supposed to be scary, but he gets a little carried away. Oh, so then what was the point of all of this?
Wait.
How are you getting so many hours? You're scheduled 4 more nights this week.
He's just doing this because he wants more hours.
Yeah, and I would have gotten them too if they hadn't hired you schmucks to do the night shift. You can't legally work that many hours. You can't legally let stinky animatronics play children either.
Hey, it was an accident.
Look, I didn't even want this job.
Sometimes you do.
No offense.
And I'm kind of wanted for attempted murder.
Yeah.
So, you're just letting me have the night shift? As long as these guys have someone to stay up all night with. Wow, that was a lot simpler than my plan to make you quit. I feel kind of stupid, too.
You are kind of stupid. Just kidding.
Wow, weird. Everything turned out okay.
Hello? Hello? Oh, hey, congratulations. It looks like you guys managed to survive 5 nights at Freddy's. That's pretty awesome. Unfortunately, that really wasn't how I expected all of this to end. See, I really thought you'd all turn on each other by now. But you didn't. So I guess now I have to drop by the office.
Someone tell me what's going on.
This is a crime scene, and you're the victims.
Who are you?
I'm your your employer, Nate. I go by many names. Phone guy, Fat Hat, Scott Coffin.
One of them use a dirtbag with a chainsaw?
White That one's my favorite. Cool. Looks like I brought the right tool for the job then.
Leave them alone! This is my restaurant!
You know, I should probably thank you, Mark. None of us would probably be together tonight if you just listened to what I told you about the animatronics on the first night.
Don't be afraid.
They just want to say hi.
Not all of them.
You should probably override the door controls. Well, that works.
Come on, hurry!
What is this thing?
That's a shame. Should have gone with the headline Freddy Fazburns.
That's horrible. Maybe you should go right for them.
Job without haunted animatronics or chainsaw maniacs? Sounds boring.
Well, I hear Freddy's is opening a sister location if you want to transfer.
I'm getting another call.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Yep, see ya.
Bye-bye!
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Oh, hey! I bet this is one call you weren't expecting.
How?
It's probably obvious now, but, I didn't die in that fire. But when the police found me, they also found some, rather incriminating footage on those security cameras, or what's left of them anyway. The good news is, they told me I could make one phone call. So, you know, I figured I'd give you one last ring, for old time's sake, to remind you. There's nowhere you can go that I won't find you. There's no place you can hide that I won't kill you. And I'll think about it every night until I get out of here. And when I do...
Sorry, can I put you on hold for a minute?
What? Did you
All right,
hear me?
no, don't worry. It's just
This
really
isn't
quick. You're
over
gonna love
yet.
the whole music.
They can't keep me here. They won't. I'll be back. I'll get you all.
Take that.
Is this Fez Games Limited? Yeah.
Hey, Freddy! Check out this concept art.
Can we make the head purple? So fine, baby, I love you. Baby, I love you. I love you 'cause you're mine, all mine, all mine.
Bendy and the Ink Machine's third chapter really introduced some interesting takeaways. From a multitude of new characters to possibly a new subplot. We also find out the studio is much larger than we could have ever imagined, and that things only get darker the more we traverse it. We'll be jumping into spoiler land, of course, so be warned before proceeding. There's a ton of things I want to talk about in this chapter, but first we need to set the stage. When we start the chapter, we wake up in a safe space with Boris nearby. After prepping some soup for him, we depart into darkness and make our way through the studio, executing various tasks. Eventually, we encounter Alice Angel, who appears to be quite more horrifying than I initially imagined. Her face is all warped and distorted, and she claims that you are now a new fly in her endless web. Soon after, you are presented with a choice. You can take the demon route or the angel route. Each one yields a different ending picture upon finishing the chapter. Regardless of the path you take, you ultimately come across an elevator that will take you down to meet Alice. You see her in person once again as she talks about how she is trying to restore herself. Alice has you run a multitude of errands for her, and honestly, this part was a tad annoying because it was just a super elongated fetch quest that just felt tedious. You had to locate gears, destroy bendy cutouts, balance ink levels, and extract ink from swollen searchers. After all these tasks are done, you have a quick fight and then are sent to the basement for the last task, which involves collecting inky hearts inside of a maze. The projectionist lurks nearby, and if he sees you, he will kill you. After finding the hearts and return to Alice, you are told you can leave this place. However, you are quickly betrayed once you try to do so. This chapter really introduced a lot of interesting plot points for us to talk about. We have Henry's role in the game, Alice Angel, a random Tommy gun that can be found, the projectionist, and so much more. Henry becomes more odd with each and every chapter that comes out. Like most protagonists in horror games, he keeps his cool majority of the time, and has no quarrels with fighting the strange inky creatures of this world. It's weird because it is almost like he expected this. The concept of inky demons seems to be normal to him despite seeing his old co-workers corrupted. To make things even more strange, Alice claims that she knows who exactly Henry is. She says that Henry stole something from her, and this is why she will not leave him alive. She states she knows the intentions of why you have returned as well. So, now let's swing over to Alice. Alice Angel is apparently Susie according to her dialogue. Through audio recordings of the game, it's apparent that she has become desperate. Alison Pendle seems to replace her as the voice actor for Alice Angel, and she feels her career has been ruined. This is why she is so focused on recovering what she has lost. Crazy ink aside, she's driven to reclaim herself and set things right. Joey apparently felt otherwise, though, and that is why she was replaced. However, at this point, we are uncertain as to why this occurred. Alice does, however, talk about what the ink is actually like. It seems to be a hive mind of souls to some degree. Quote, "It's a buzzing, screaming wall of voice."
We gonna be a minute because I gotta wait for Team Mom to get here just so I can give her this stuff. Then we're gonna go over to
Violet, have some ale. I was about to text you.
Then we gotta go over to Target.
Voices. Bits of your mind swimming like fish in a bowl. She states that the creatures almost dragged her back to this ink. It is a place she never wants to return to. Let's swing over to the Tommy gun for a second now, too. If you change the inky block to the ink machine at the start of the level, and then don't die on any of the tasks, you'll be rewarded with the Tommy gun. Now, the inclusion of a Tommy gun is interesting because most people's minds jump to the Mafia. The age of Prohibition where bloody turf wars took place, and the Tommy gun became the choice weapon for many mobsters. The line of dialogue that accompanies this weapon is that it used to belong to someone special. Whether someone in the studio was part of a mob, or simply a civilian who owned one, it is unknown. However, Henry can handle the gun without any issues. Soon after the introduction of the Tommy gun, we encounter